Hello everyone, I'm Mako and it's finally time for a tour of my collection. I will only be showing the living room of my apartment since there aren't any figures in any other rooms. Also, a quick note, while I buy mostly official merch, I do have some unofficial and fan-made merch as well. I will clearly state when something is unofficial, and if it's fan-made I will try to mention the artist, and links to them will be in the description. Unfortunately, because some of the fan merch was bought at conventions, there were a few things that I just couldn't find the artists of. I'm really sorry about that, and if anyone happens to recognize those, feel free to credit them in the comments. Now, without further ado, let's get into the tour. First off, I have this Yuru Camp door curtain here at the door that leads to the hallway and the front door. There's also a wind chime here. I like the idea of them, but they make so much noise when it's windy, so it's just chilling here. Next to it on the door is a World Trigger tapestry. Funny story about this, I actually have two of them. The first one got lost by the local postal service, so I ordered it again when it re-released. But then the original one showed up at my door 6 months after it got lost. I have no idea what happened to that package, but it had clearly been opened by someone. What I wouldn't give to know that story. On the door handle here are my RTX London passes from the 2 times they held it. I was a big fan of Rooster Teeth and I'm still bummed about it shutting down. I'm glad I went those 2 times, even if it didn't go swimmingly. Next to the door are some posters. There's this Love Life one of Yo and Rin. It's from a magazine, but I bought it from someone on eBay since the magazine had long since been sold out. And these two are by the artist Panos. Link will be in the description, of course. Moving on, let's first go to this corner of the collection. On top of the bookshelves are some plushies. The top shelf here is my Miku shelf. These aren't all of my Miku figures, but they just don't all fit in here. Back here is the Miku Baikyu bunny. This one is the artist masterpiece Latidos 2022 version figure by Taito. It's a very nice prize figure, but she was the worst to put together. Her waist still isn't fully attached, but I just couldn't get it in better. In the center is of course the Miku with Solwa scale figure by Good Smile. To the right of her is the vampire version L-size Pop-Up Parade. This one is a prize figure by Taito. She's kind of pricey for a prize figure, not sure why, but I had to have her. I really love the star theme. Then there's the 2022 Sakura Miku Noodle Stopper. I dropped her once, so her knees are damaged. The 2022 Snow Miku Nendoroid. The Cinnamoroll Miku Nendoroid. And the Hello Good Smile Miku. Below the Miku shelf is my World Trigger shelf. I have the full set of volumes that are currently out. The manga is still ongoing though, so I'll have a new volume to add every once in a while. I'm expecting it will end up not fitting on the shelf anymore in the long run. I have some mini shikishis on there. I have a box full of these, but not enough room to display them all. I added some Sumiko Gurashi remnant figures because they have a space theme and the colors fit nicely. Over here is a prize figure of Yuma that released recently. On the side are some bromides from a pack that I bought. In front are the Human Android and some trading figures. I wanted to get the bonus base with the Human Android, so I had him ordered from Hobby Genki, but they ended up not being able to get the bonus. Real bummer. I also have a lot of acrylic stands. Can you tell who my favorite character is? They're never gonna make a figure of him though, so I make do with all the acrylic stands they make instead. This is the 1/10th scale of Konami by Mega House. I actually had her pre-ordered, but decided to cancel her at the time. I always regretted that. Her original price was around 40 euros. When she showed up on AmiAmi Pre-Owned a while ago, she was 100 euros. I decided to get her because I love World Trigger so much. Below that is my shelf of Kei and Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. Kei used to be my favorite anime about 10 years ago, so it still holds a special place in my heart. On the left are some DVDs of Season 1 and 2. I think the Season 2 DVD is an unofficially made one or something, cause the quality is kinda ass. I'm never buying DVDs on conventions again. The Season 1 DVD is official though. This little guy is an android petite of Yatta. In the back is the Lost Small World novel, which is about Yatta and Fushimi's past. It's in Japanese though, so I can't read it, but for some reason I really wanted it at the time. I guess it makes for a nice backdrop. This here is Yatta's 1/8 scale by Altair. By the time this released, I had already lost interest in the anime, but recently I saw it brand new for a good price, so I bought it. I do have gripes with this figure though. Like, why is he wearing so much blue? The man is in the Red Clan. And why did Fushimi get a hat, but not Yatta? The guy who wears a hat the entire season. I would have preferred a figure of him in his usual outfit, but the only one that exists doesn't look great and is very rare, so this one had to do. I have some Japanese volumes of the various manga they made, since I don't think they ever officially translated these. I've read most of them online through fan translations though. There's also a Japanese volume of Tokyo Ghoul here. It has Uta on the cover, so that's why the little Uta thing is there. The rest of this shelf is dedicated to Hanako-kun. I have the first box set of the manga, the second one is up for pre-order right now. This is the only other manga I'm collecting the full set of, besides World Trigger. The box is empty by the way, I like how the manga looks, so I wanted to display them. I really love the art style. I actually have both art books from the artist as well. The prints in the back are just pages from magazines that I cut out. This acrylic stand is an unofficial one from AliExpress. It's using official art though. I got it to fill some space. Next to it is the Hanako-kun Nendoroid doll. I missed out on his Nendoroid, which is now crazy expensive, so I'm glad they made this one. Though if they ever re-release his Nendoroid, I'd probably still get that too. This Mokke plush is by an artist named Ofandra Creations. I bought it at a convention. Below that is a miscellaneous shelf with most of my other manga. These two are from Yuru Yuri, an anime I watched but can't remember much about. I binged it like 10 years ago, and now it feels like it was just a fever dream. This plush is from World Conquest Svestaplot. It's fun and stupid. There's a little moon lamp next to it that doesn't work anymore. On the left are some DVDs, mainly Ghibli movies. The manga is in no particular order. I tried to collect all of the Assassination Classroom volumes at some point, but I lost interest. These three are Dojin collections. They're all focused on Tsukishima from Haikyuu. I bought these during my Haikyuu phase, but don't know what to do with them anymore. These little guys are trading figures, I bought them at a convention. And this row of little guys I bought the full box set of, but I gave a few of them away so I don't have all of them anymore. These are a bunch of Japanese magazines. I bought these years ago for the posters that were included. Oh, and here's the box of World Trigger bromides. I only used the ones of Miwa and Tamakoma 2nd, so I have a lot left. Don't know what to do with them. On the bottom are mostly boxes. On the right are storage boxes with my Nendoroid and bonus parts. It's nice to have one place for all of those. And there's also the Splatoon 2 art book, which is so huge I don't know where to put it. Moving on to the second bookshelf, at the top is the first part of my Love Life collection, which is almost all of my non-Yo figures and some leftover Yos that didn't fit on her shelf. In this corner are the Rin Sunny Day Song figure, her birthday scale figure by Stronger, and the Sakura 1/7 scale by Alter. There's a small Sumiko Gurashi remnant figure on her base. Then there's some Yo Price figures. And over here the Hanayo Beach Queens figure by Wave. Next to her is the Kotori White Day scale by Alter. I don't really care much for Kotori personally, but I really like this figure and she was a nice price pre-owned. Rin's Nendoroid, and an acrylic stand of one of my favorite Rin cards. This Lanzu Chibi figure. She's my favorite Nijigaku member, but she has barely any figures. And next to her is a pop-up parade of my second favorite Nijigaku member, Kasumi. Moving on down, it's my Yo shelf. My absolute best girl, the light of my life. In the back here I have all three of Yo's solo albums. I don't have a CD player, so I really only buy them as decoration. I do listen to the songs on Spotify though. In front of them is the Mijuku Dreamer prize figure. I really love this outfit. Chibi Yo. And Yo's birthday scale by Stronger. This was the centerpiece of the shelf for a long time, but she's finally retired now that the Alter scale is here. I still really like it, but it's just really small. And then of course the Alter scale, the centerpiece of the shelf. In front of her is this acrylic stand with a little Yo hanging on it. It's from Yohane the Perhelion, which is a strange spin-off show, but it was pretty fun. Can badge and some more acrylic stands. Yo's Nendoroid. I love her glasses. This kneeling one I like because it brings some variety to the shelf, but I don't really like her outfit. Behind her is a prize figure of Yo in her school uniform, the second season OP version, and the Happy Party Train version. Behind them is a cleared card sort of thing. I have it put up using the same little hooks that I use to hang all the keychains. And on the side are some cards I printed out myself. Moving down is a variety shelf of sorts, though it's all video games. The left half is all Dangan Ronpa, while the right has some other video game stuff. First is this keychain by an artist named Oritani. In the back are the Junko and Nanami pop-up parades. I do love Junko's, but Nanami, she looks kinda bad. I want to like it, but it just looks off. The backdrop here is from Junko's box. The buttons are from an artist named Bazucat Art. This Kokichi acrylic stand is unofficial, I think. I'm using my PS Vita games as a stand here. It's just the 3 Danganronpa games and Persona 4 Dancing All Night. In front is the Kokichi by Union Creative, Tiny Teru Teru, who I bought at a con a long time ago. The Nanami Nendoroid over here. And of course the Nanami B-style in the middle. To the right we have this Kokichi acrylic stand first, which is official. The rest of this is still a bit of a work in progress. For now I've put some Arknights and Hollow Knight stuff here. In the back is the Hollow Knight Collector's Edition box, and in front of it are the Hollow Knight Nendoroids. And then the Eyjafjalla Nandroid and a noodle stopper of Amiya. The little Hollow Knight stand thing over there came with the collector's edition. And down here is another miscellaneous shelf. This is the remainder of my manga collection. On the left here is this Love Live magazine that my friend got me. You'd think this magazine has the poster included that's on the cover, right? Wrong. It had Umi and Daya. The Yoen Rin one was in a different one. That's why I had to buy it from eBay. Next to that is the Teyvat Travels fanzine. It has a lot of illustrations and some fanfics from various different artists. Link is in the description, but I don't know if they're still selling these. Then there's just some manga. There's the Ogata prize figure in front, he be chillin', and Wrench from Watch Dogs 2. Behind him are the DVDs of Season 1 and 2 of Ruby, the art book that comes with the collector's edition of Hollow Knight, and some CDs that I never know where to put. And on the right here is a miniature dollhouse that I put together. Before this one I made a book nook, which was a lot of fun. So I bought this thinking it would be just as fun. It wasn't. The book nook was fun because it felt like putting together a puzzle. This one was just tedious. Most items are either beads or just straight up paper that had to be cut out, folded and glued together piece by piece. But once I started, I felt like I had to finish it. I did spend money on it. So there it is, it's done. There were even some pieces that were missing. I would love to make another book nook though. And below that is just boxes. So this thing, the Kallax from IKEA. I have it set up so there's figures on both sides of each square shelf. For now I will only be showing the ones on this side, you'll see the other side later. Also, I tried my best to fix the lighting situation on this side, but it's still not great. Starting off, there's some boxes and more plushies on top. Here in the corner are some little things. Up here is the brush I use to dust off my figures. It's from a brand called Tamiya and it's anti-static, so very effective. And this here is an aqua pen light I bought secondhand from Mercari. I hope to use it at a live show one day. There's also this old K calendar from 2014. Don't know what to do with it, but it feels wrong to throw it away. Below that is this Christmas alpacaso that I take out of there when it's time for Christmas. It can move and sings Merry Christmas. And then it's just boxes. Moving on to the figures, the first shelf here is a Konosuba shelf. There's the Aqua Oiran version 1/7 skill by Kadokawa in the back. She's an absolute beast of a figure, she's huge and really heavy. In front of her are the pop-up parades of Aqua, Megumin and Kazuma. I don't have a darkness figure unfortunately, I'd like to add one day, but her pop-up parades aren't very appealing to me. I do like her, she's just not really my favorite. I'm looking to get a prize figure of her instead. And here in the corner is a little Sumikko Gurashi figure to fill space. Next to them is a bunny shelf. In front is this White Rabbit Nendoroid doll in the Shirotani B style by Freeing from 10 Count. I'm not into this manga, but this figure is really cute. There aren't a lot of male bunny figures, so I really wanted it. I'll probably sell him in the future though. And in the back are the Aqua and Megumin L-size bunny pop-up parades. And of course the Rika bunny. This is the other figure I paid aftermarket price for. And the little Pokemon remnant figure to fill space. Next to that is a bit of a temporary arrangement. I've just put these together to look kinda nice, but as I get new figures this will most likely change. First is this prize figure of Chisato from Licorice Recoil. I am patiently waiting on the Takina to go along with her. Then there's the Vash pop-up parade from Trigun Stampede. I really like him, but man is he hard to display. His base is huge, and his gun arm sticks out so much it's actually dangerous to put him on the edge of a shelf. But since he's kneeling, he looks kinda weird in the back. I also have the pop-up parades of Nobara and Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen here. They're great, but I don't like the colors they went with for the bases. And another little Sumiko Gurashi remint figure. Down here is also a temporary shelf. Here is a prize figure of Monoma from My Hero Academia. He looks so dumb, I love him. This Rem you may have noticed in the previous clip, but I moved her as I was filming. She's pretty nice for a prize figure. I like that the chain is real metal. And another one of the Pokemon remint figures. Moving on to the left, we have the Haikyuu shelf. I have a lot more Haikyuu figures, but I'm looking to sell those, so they're in boxes. I'd love to replace these cheap prize figures of Lev and Yachi with pop-up parades one day, like I did with Tsukishima, but I don't have high hopes of that happening. This thing is part of a set with a bunch of these little crows and also the Nekoma cats. The whole set is too much of a hassle to display though, so I just put these here. And these two are magazine clippings. To their left is an almost empty shelf. There's just these two Yos that ended up not fitting on the Yo shelf after I rearranged it. I'm not sure where to put them at the moment, so they're just chilling here right now. Below them are a few My Little Pony figures I collected over the years. They don't really fit with the rest of my collection, so I have them down here. I put this Yo here because it's kinda ugly, but it was a fun little project, so I don't want to get rid of it. It's from a sort of kit where you put the figure together yourself. Fluttershy over there is one of the two Funko Pops that I have. I don't like them much, but the non-human ones can be pretty cute. To the right of that is mostly empty. I want to hang those flowers somewhere, but not sure where yet. And at the end are some boys. Datara over here was my very first figure, so he's special to me. Otherwise I probably would have gotten rid of him already. There's a little Hibari from Reborn, Momo from Free, which I got from a friend, Kaworu from Evangelion, and this crow from Show by Rock. I like this one, but his legs were so far apart he actually broke off the base. And on the bottom are just boxes. Oh, and on the side of this shelf is a poster of Hanako-kun that came with the manga box set. And that's it for this corner. Let's move back over this way to the bedroom door. On there is a wall scroll of Mirai from Beyond the Boundary. It's one of the oldest pieces of merch I have. I bought it on eBay over 10 years ago, so I have no idea who the artist is. I don't think it's official though. Over to the left is a little closet. Inside is just storage, but on the front I have this little memo thing hanging on it with a bunch of keychains. Hanging from this are two tapestries. Honestly, these two make it a little busy, so I'd like to hang one of them somewhere else, but I'm not sure where yet. This one is an official one of Miwa from World Trigger. And this one is an unofficial one of Wanderer from Genshin Impact. To the left of them, I stuck some magazine clippings on the wall. They're from the Love Live magazine from earlier. There used to be a big print in the middle here, but it kept falling off, so I gave up. I'd like to do something else with this, but I don't know what yet. Now onto the desk. On top is a big collection of alpaca and llama themed items. I really like alpacas and llamas, and when I find something in the shape of them, I usually buy it. Moving down, there's this top cabinet that can slide open. It has some stickers on it by the artist Webble Art. On the left, I have my sketchbooks and some random books stored, so I just keep that closed. And on the right is my Chiskara shelf. I am so normal about them. Most of it is just official merch, but I have a few fan merch items that is mostly from one artist who also ships them. Their name is Ikimaru, link will be in the description. The Sumeru version here is from AliExpress though, so not official. This keychain is my favorite piece here, they're so cute. This stand is also from the artist. And this print as well. To the right is a messy shelf. I mostly just store stuff here. The little square paintings in the back are by me, and they're hanging on a little llama themed display. Here on the left is my dice tray and dice bag that I take with me most Fridays when I go play D&D with my friends. Below that is some more messiness and mostly just art supplies. To the right here I have this embroidery hoop that I use as a pin display. It has a Sakura theme. The 3 pins in the top left are by Ei Hoshi. The Ramune Pokemon one is by Leap here, but I sadly couldn't find the artist of the red panda one. It was given to me by a friend, so I didn't buy it myself. Now onto the big pinboard in the middle. There's a bunch of stuff on here, some official, some fan merch. I'll show the names of the artists on screen and you can find them in the description. Also, you may notice that the board has changed compared to some of my previous videos. It had been a while since I changed it, so I wanted to redo it. This time I tried to keep it a little less cluttered, so I could use it more as a backdrop, but it ended up busy anyway. In front of the pinboard I also have some stuff. The Miku here is one of the seasonal Miku remint figures. In the middle are some acrylic stands from Late Pack Camp and Oshinoko. And there's a small free-run prize figure here. And at the end is an unofficial Hanako-kun acrylic stand. On the side here is a Wanderer print also by Ikimaru. Oh, and here in the front is this desk mat of Kazuha from Genshin. His face gets covered a lot. To the left is a little mini Hendrik. He likes to be included in the unboxings. My Ohuhu markers. And above that is Rin from Yuri Camp Camping. Next to it are some old things from my childhood that I've kept around. The clay Mimikyu was made for me by a friend. And mostly just more art supplies and such. Also a little desk trash can, very cute. And that's it for the desk. Moving on to the left to the art wall and the IKEA Rudsta shelf. First, on the right here is a summer themed Miku figure. I have a winter and autumn one as well that I switch around as the seasons change. The little wooden guys are from IKEA. And back here is my Komi bunny. On the right on the desk are some Splatoon postcards from the Nintendo store. And then let's get to the main art wall. Starting at the top here, this one is actually by me, but it's pretty old at this point, so I kind of want to replace it with something more recent. On top of the shelf is a recent addition. It's a Raiden Shogun print by Chibi Panda UK. These are a little print from a set of Pokemon cards and a print by, I think, Art of Xodosh. Below them, the Pokemon one is by C. Wylock, and the Blue Girl is by Laorino. This Pokemon one is by Leap here. They're an artist I regularly buy from. And the rest here are magazine clippings. Here's some more seasonal Miku remint figures in front of some K postcards. Then some magazine clippings of Hanako-kun. This Vampire Miku one is by Crisp Elf. but sadly I couldn't find the artist of the Senbonzakura one. To the left are some more Splatoon postcards. Moving further up, there's the prints that came with the Hollow Knight Collector's Edition. And above those are 2 Genshin prints by CYLOC. Moving on to the shelf, there's actually a little bit of an angel and devil theme on the shelf. This Miku acrylic stand is of her in a devil outfit, and these 2 are an angel and a devil. They are from the Tenito line by Furyu. I put this little glass bird here because it fits with Devil Miku's colors. And this is a noodle stopper of Luo Tianyu, a V singer. I think she's like a Chinese Vocaloid, basically. Let's move down to the Rudsta shelf now. This is my newest shelf, you may have seen my video on it. Starting on the left, we have D from the A to Z line by Maithos. Time Compass by Maithos. And Asagi Mutsuki from Blue Archive by Plum. I got this one pre-owned for a good deal because her halo was broken. I fixed it with super glue and she looks like new. Then over here is Rin from Lateback Camp, the Furisode version by FNEX. I'd like to get the Nadeshiko from this set as well. And Kosuka Wakamo from Blue Archive by Neon Max. I opened this one on the channel. And the last one is Tomoe Gozen from Fate Grand Order by Max Factory. It is another figure from a game I don't play, but I love the colors and she was really good price. On the middle shelf is Genshin and Pokemon. On the Genshin side I have the birthday shikishis of Hu Tao and Diona hung up in the back using magnets. In front of them are the Barbara 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya and the Klee 1/7 scale by Apex. And in front of them are some small merch pieces. The small figures are from 2 separate sets, but it's not all of the ones I have. I also have more acrylic stands, but they make the shelf too busy if I put all of them there. On the Pokemon side, I have this wooden Leafeon keychain by Sugary, and these prints by Leap Here. The left one is of Diamond and Pearl, and the right of Platinum. In front of them is the Lily and Cosmog 1/8 scale by Kotobukiya. The Dawn and Piplup Artifacts J by Kotobukiya on this side, with the Diamond and Pearl print. And then the Platinum version, Dawn and Turtwig Artifacts J on the other side, with the Platinum print. It might be obvious, but Diamond, Pearl and Platinum are my favorite Pokemon games. In front is another Pokemon Riemann figure and a little Leafeon. Leafeon is my favorite Pokemon, by the way, together with Giratina, but there's not a lot of figures of that guy. And some more Terrarium Riemann figures from the same set as the ones before. Moving on to the bottom shelf. Down here I have this Watchmaid scale figure by Luminous box. She was on sale for a really low price on AmiAmi, so it felt like a waste not to get her. I kind of regret it though. I find her a little underwhelming. I guess I learned from this that just because something is a really good deal doesn't mean I have to buy it. In front are the pop-up parades of Ryuko from Kill la Kill and Maka from Soul Eater. In the middle are my Ruby pop-up parades. Ruby is a little scratched though. I bought her at a con, but she was the last one they had, which was the display one. She didn't have a box and has quite a few scratches, but I did get her at a discount. The original Weiss was actually my very first pop-up parade. And this Blake and the Weiss behind her are from Ruby Ice Queendom. And to the right is the Dabi Artifacts J by Kotobukiya with the Dabi and Toka pop-up parades. Dabi's is pretty meh, especially compared to the Artifacts J. His scars are so purple. But Toka's is great. She's super cute and unhinged. I love her. I put this Uraraka keychain with her because, of course, the Toga Nendoroid. And in the back is a Dabi keychain from the same set as Uraraka. He looks kinda lonely, so I might add the others I have as well. Let's close that back up. Oh, and also this Bakugan on here is very nostalgic to me. I love that show. the original. Now, moving along to the TV area. I don't use my TV much though. On the right here is my Taiga bunny. This original character named Kinako. She's a 1/6 scale made by Hobby Sakura. And for now I've put the Nanachi and Mitty desktop cute figure here since they fit in with the animal ears. Behind them is this photo frame. The image is what was in there to begin with, but I like it too much to replace it. I thought the colors went well with the figures, and the derpy cat just makes me laugh every time I look at it. In front of the TV are the amiibos of the idol groups from Splatoon. On the left is one more Splatoon amiibo, and the dock of my OLED Switch. Down here are some old books. I was a big Warrior Cats fan in middle school. I still have them, but they're in Dutch, so I don't want to read them again. More books, some DVDs, the look-up figure of Ai from Oshinoko, and some board games in the back, and my Xbox 360. That's not plugged in though. Over to the left is this shelf, which perfectly fits in that corner somehow. It's mostly video game stuff. There's some Genshin stuff. In the back are most of my DS games, some Animal Crossing amiibos. The Layla acrylic stand in the back is unofficial. I like that this one had her shield around her, which the official one doesn't. The shaman I've had for so long I don't even remember how I got it. Back here is a print of the Eeveelutions by Wevel Art. Kafka stuff. I love this keychain. Over here are my Switch games, on top of which is another clay Pokemon gifted to me by a friend, and in front is my original Switch. I don't use it anymore since I bought the Splatoon OLED. This Gary and Eevee figure is by Mega House, and these are some of the Honkai Star Rail Tea Party figures by Rebos. I only bought the characters I wanted. To the right here is where I often film TikTok videos of my figures, so I keep it mostly empty. The Mona print in the back is another one by Chibi Panda UK. This Kafka wall scroll is also an unofficial one from AliExpress, just like the Wanderer one. And from there, the rest of the shelf is just filled with boxes. Time to turn around. And you may have seen him earlier, but let's formally introduce him now. This here is my cat. His name is Tommy, and he's 14 years old. He's a sleepy boy. Frog pillow. And over here is my little corner. It's where I spend most of my time. On the wall shelf up top is the last of my Love Life figures. It's the Aozora Jumping Heart set, but I still need 2 more to complete the set, that's why there's an empty space at the end. And finally, to the left of that is the other side of the Kallax shelf. On top are more plushies, mostly alpacas. The first shelf here is empty, so there's plenty of room still for more figures. Next, these are the 1/8 scales of Kon and Kabane from Kemono Jihen by Medicos. I have Kon's alternate head, but not Kabane's. To the right is a lonely Aqua. She didn't fit with the rest of the Konosuba squad, so she's chilling here for now. Then to the right of that are some Mikus. These are mainly the seasonal Mikus. In front is the Halloween Miku, and in the back is the Winter Miku. The last one is Puss in Boots Miku, which I'm just using for spring for now. Below that are some plushies of my girls and Wooloo. And here's the Book Nook kit that I put together, which was super fun, though it did hurt my fingers a lot. It also has a light and a dust cover. To the left is another empty one that I'm currently using to put my Steam Deck. Next to that is a sort of blue and pink shelf, kind of. There's the Iwanaga Kotoko 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya. She's really tiny though for some reason. Bocchi and Ryo Nendoroids from Bocchi the Rock. Didn't feel like collecting the full set, I just got my 2 favorites. A pop-up parade of mine from Ascendance of a Bookworm. And behind them are the Madoka and Kyoko pop-up parades. I'm not actually a huge Madoka fan, but I really do like Madoka's design. And I got Kyoko because one of my very first figures was of her, but that one was so broken it couldn't be displayed anymore. So I got this as a sort of tribute. To the left is a bit of a pink and purple shelf. There's the Komi Nendoroid, a noodle stopper of Hokusai from Fate. I just got her because of her design. Nendoroid of Amu from Shugokara, one of the first anime I ever watched. Behind her is a pop-up parade from Gleipnir. I haven't watched the anime, it's not my thing. I just really like this figure. Pop-up parade of Komi. And finally, the pop-up parade of Akko from Little Witch Academia. Below that is the final shelf with figures. There's this Rika Prize figure, it's one of the older figures in my collection. Kokoro from Bandori. And the Mirai Beach Queens figure. This one broke off her base a long time ago and spent quite a while in her box. I fixed her last year-ish, but she's not super stable. I have a little trading figure of Natsuki from Utapri and one of Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon. It came with a mystery box or something, I'm not actually a Sailor Moon fan. To the right is shelf space I'm currently using as a table. There's my iPad on the left there, which I use to draw. And finally there's my Splatoon 3 OLED Switch and my DS. Down here are boxes. Also the alternate head of Kolnus chilling there, the case of my Steam Deck and my mic, and just lots and lots of boxes. And that was it. You can find almost all figures I own on my MFC page down below. There will be some figures listed in my page that weren't in this video, most of those are just ones I'm trying to sell, so they're stored away. You can also find the list of artists in the description if there was anything that caught your eye. This was a lot of work, but getting to talk about my hobbies is always fun. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day.